Hello everybody, Joe here. Welcome to the channel. Today's video we have a full body workout. We're going to start with some 4-count jumping jacks. We're going to do 25 reps. So again, we've got 8 different exercises. Each exercise we're going to do 25 reps each. This one, jumping jacks, although I don't find them a very intense or hard kind of workout, they are great for warming up. I feel like I sometimes do jumping jacks all day long. It wouldn't really be too gassed or anything. But again, fantastic warm-up movement. So 25 reps for these. As soon as we're done with the 25 4-count jumping jacks, we're going to go right into 25 4-count mountain climbers. Almost done there. And bam. So no breaks. We're just going to go right into the next one, 4-count mountain climbers. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 3, 2. This workout I've tried to make so you do obviously not need any equipment whatsoever. And as you can see, I'm using one, basically it's a big yoga mat. It's like a workout mat. But you don't need any space for this really either, right? So you can do this in the comfort of your home. If you're on the go, maybe you're in hotels or something and you're trying to make it to the gym, you're finding all the excuses why you can't go to the gym. Guess what? No excuses. Don't need the gym. Do this at home. No equipment, no gym membership, none of that stuff. Calisthenics, it may not look fancy sometimes, but it works and it's very much in the functional strength. Next one is going to be 25 4-count leg raises. So again, minimal breaks. If you need to take breaks, you want to spread this out, feel free to take 20, 30 seconds in between rounds. That's fine. If not, you can go straight from one to the other. That's great too, like I'm doing. So as I was just doing, you can have your hands below your butt. It will kind of make it a little bit easier for you. It supports your low back and all that stuff. However, the way I'm doing it right now, trying to keep your legs also as straight as possible and your shoulders and your head off the ground. That is the best way of doing this. It is going to be definitely a bit more difficult, but that's all right. We want that difficulty, right? If it's too difficult, again, put your hands under your butt, and you can also bend your legs a lot to make it significantly easier. 25 4 counts. That's a decent amount. You're probably gonna feel this towards the 20 reps, 15, 20 reps. You're really gonna feel it in the abs. So that's, as you can see, myself getting up. I was like, oh yeah, I felt that one. So the next one is going to be reverse lunges. So instead of front lunge, just gonna be a reverse lunge. I find myself, I'm just better balanced when I do reverse lunges versus front lunges. Sometimes I do front lunges and I'm kind of, tipping over to the sides and stuff like that. So front lunges, I'm definitely more balanced. Reverse lunges, I'm definitely a little bit more balanced. They also will work your muscles in a little bit different way. When I do reverse lunges, I always feel it more in my glutes than I do if I do front lunges. So again, we're doing 25, and that's 25 per leg. So 50 total. 50 individual legs total, I should say. If you want to pick up the pace a bit, feel free to do so. If you want to do jumping lunges, that is next level. I do that sometime. However, I'm not doing that today. And I would definitely need breaks in between exercises if I were to do the jumping lunges. Getting there. Almost done this one. And the next one after this is going to be the Bodybuilder. So I couldn't go through a single workout without doing some sort of burpee or burpee variation. The Bodybuilder is by far probably one of my most favorite and the most go-to version of the burpee that I do. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If you want to call this the 8-count bodybuilder, feel free to do that. I'm not calling it an 8-count bodybuilder for the sole fact that I'm not saying the counts. The only difference between a bodybuilder and an 8-count bodybuilder is in the 8-count, you are calling out each movement. Again, for this, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And again, try your best not to do the worm coming up. You want this to be a fairly strict push-up. I used to do hundreds and hundreds of these a day. I don't do that many anymore. I did find that it was kind of wearing my shoulders because I was keeping my elbows too far into my body. I've kind of let my elbows come out at about a 45-degree angle, and I do find that it's much easier for my shoulders. It doesn't give me shoulder pain like I was having a couple years ago. And bodybuilders, you can do hundreds of these. This can be your workout. Just bodybuilders themselves. This is a fantastic. You do enough of these. You do 400 or 500 of these things in a row, and the next day, the day after, your quads, your abs, everything is going to be absolutely just crushed. People don't realize it, but that kind of jumping jack at the bottom there, going out and in, that's really actually hard on the thighs themselves when you start doing hundreds of reps of these. And of course, your abs, your low abs, it's bringing in all your core, your shoulders, your chest, pretty much just a full body workout in general. If you were to add something like a chin up to this movement, you wouldn't really need to do anything else for your workout. Just do a bodybuilder and a chin up or push up. Getting there. The next one we're going to do after this is going to be the Superman. So some people will say, well, the bodybuilder's not really working these workouts sometimes don't work your back too much. So I'm adding in Superman. I'm doing kind of a variation of this. So I'm coming down to a 90, coming back up, and then going all the way down. It's a little bit harder than just a regular Superman where you're just kind of lifting your arms up and then resting them back down on the floor. Ideally, you are keeping your entire body, your legs, your hands, and all that stuff off the ground for the entire 25 reps. If you have your legs completely together, you're going to feel it more in your low back. It's going to be a bit more intense in your low to mid back. If you want to get more of a glute and butt workout, you can have your legs a little bit wider apart, and you'll really feel that in your butt. Your butt's going to be just flexing hard like mine is right now. Again, this is not a common workout you'll see people doing, not a common exercise. However, this is an absolutely fantastic exercise for working your back in general. And, you do enough of these, especially when you're doing bodybuilders or burpees, and then you're doing these back to back, you're going to notice this is extremely hard because you're laying on your stomach and your chest, so it makes it a lot harder to breathe. The next one is going to be the push-up. So I got to say, for me, this is probably going to be one of the hardest out of all of them. I always struggle with push-ups. I've never been that great at push-ups. So doing 25 in a row, especially 25 in a row at the start, is not really super difficult for me. However, doing 25 in a row without stopping, without touching my knees or any of that, during a workout or towards the end of a workout, especially if I'm gassed, especially if I've been doing stuff like bodybuilders or burpees where you're already working your chest, your shoulders, and your core, this is definitely a struggle for me. As you can tell, right? And the last exercise that we're going to do is some squats. So, basic squat here. Do not allow those knees to cave in. I see a lot of people with their knees kind of caving in a little bit. Really want to try to avoid that. If you want, you can grab a band. You can put a band around your legs. That is actually a great way to also activate your glutes a little more. You'll feel it in your butt will be firing a little bit. You'll definitely feel it back there a little bit more than you would without the strap. So almost done. Picking up the pace towards the end. Always got to finish strong, and bam, we are done. So as with all of my workouts, please ensure that you stretch. Doesn't have to be super long, but try to stretch for maybe a couple of minutes afterwards. 30 seconds each exercise for each muscle group that you've worked the most. Otherwise, I hope you enjoyed this workout. Don't forget to subscribe, like the videos, and hit the notification icon. It will alert you to when I post new content. Have yourself a great day, and bye for now.